Morning, morning, everybody. Michelle is here in the building. All right, in the place to be on a Sunday, my favorite day of the week. Well, all my days are favorite, actually, because they don't mean a goddamn thing. How about that? Today is October the 8th, 2023, on a Sunday. Right. So I put out a podcast on my last podcast for my first season, my first whatever we want to call it is irrelevant. But I put out a series of podcasts on about certain things to think about, and also I put out the last one was about lies and secrets. Okay, lies and secrets. All right, let's first look at what it means. What the definition. Let's start with the lie. A lie is an assertion that is believed to be false, typically used with the purpose of deceiving or misleading someone. Okay? The assertion that is believed to be false, typically used with the purpose of deceiving or misleading someone. And then then it goes into more details, but let's just start there. It's a deception. What I picked up from that. Lying is deception, misleading. Okay? Let's go to secrets. Secrets is the practice of hiding information from certain individuals or groups who do not have the need to know, perhaps while sharing it with other individuals. Okay? It's the practice of hiding information from certain individuals or groups who do not have the need to know, perhaps while at the same time they're sharing these secrets with other individuals. Okay? Sorry for that glare in there. All right, so let me just kind of go into certain things about what's going on and how what's going on and why you have to stay grounded in reality and know what your intentions are. Okay, stay grounded in reality. Okay, make sure you when you are grounded in your reality, you automatically know. I mean, you're using your sensing. Like I said, what you see, what you hear, all of that. That has to be almost part of the routine, and then it'll become a habit. That it's an automatic. It's almost like you turn on one light and it opens up the whole universe, right? You open up one light, you turn on one light and it opens up the whole universe, light up the whole universe. So, as I contemplate, cultivate, meditate, but don't ruminate, I have to consider a lot of factors, because a lot of things in my routines and in my habits, like I said, it just happened. I'm conscious though. I know, but they're happening so quickly because now they're becoming, instead of a series of events, it's just one event where it encapsulates everything. So that one habit will, like I said, turn on the light and it lights up everything. So it's all in one motion, and then things start to, you could say they're going on automatically, but like I said, you still have to understand what that means. You still, like I said, with a driverless vehicle. Okay, the insanity, it's an insanity. And so we have a condition that's going on this planet, and I could never pronounce the word, but it's the concept is it's a very bad getting out of control of good human nature. Think about what that means. a very bad getting out of control, a very bad getting out of the control, getting out of the control of the good human nature. Blah, blah, blah. In other words, to make it simply, is to degenerate. Okay. Yeah, you're falling away from the control of the good human nature. Okay, so just kind of think about that when you so we're in everything we do on this planet. That's where we're operating from, and that's been the process of how we've right here, right now. That's why we're here in the now, facing each other during these final hours. Okay, what does that mean? I'll get into it. Just listen if you choose to on this Sunday, and I hope everybody's doing fantastic, magnificent, and marvelous, because I am. How about that? So I told you what secrets were, accordingly to, and then what lies are, or lying, because you're lying, but some people have lies, or some people are liars. Okay, so look at it literally, figuratively, metaphorically, as well as applying your sensing. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you taste? All that all that has to be part of it, part of the process when discerning, where you're discerning things. Okay, so make sure you're not hallucinating yourself up here, hallucinating or projecting or delusional or everything can be going on up in here. And when I say up in here, I'm talking about in your thoughts. Okay, what's swirling around in there? What are you ruminating about while you're attempting to understand the realities? Okay, so because of the neglect of our consciousness, we've made it where there's no value in values. Okay, there's no decency in decent. We've destroyed those human natures. Okay, does that make any sense? And so that's where we operate from, because of how we've evolved, or lack thereof, collectively. This is a collectively situation that's not necessarily individually, because not everybody is degenerating in their good human nature. We all came with so in other words, the purpose of our being, it came from a good human nature. It became out of love. We were made out of love. We were created out of love. But we've degenerated to a point to where collectively our subconscious is not recognizing that. On a collective level, our subconscious is not recognizing love and recognizing universal love, unless you put some effort. And it ought not to have been such, but if you are operating from a point of that you don't have control of a good human nature, then that is going to always require these, like I said, this habit of bringing all of you into a situation. Okay, no more shortcuts. You could, but remember, free will. You can do what you want, right? So lies or lying versus secrets. Okay, now, so I put out a video a while ago about secrets and why secrets are like holding a time bomb. Okay, because remember with secrets, it says it's a need to know. Okay, you're withholding or the practice of hiding information from individuals or groups based on, right, it says it's listen to what I'm saying here. It's the practice of hiding information from certain individuals or groups who do not have the need to know, yet they could be sharing that with others. Okay, and it goes on to say that it's often controversial, depending on the content or the nature of the secret, the group or the people keeping the secret, and the motivation for the secrecy. Again, what's your intention for holding secrets? And so that's why I'm putting this out, because I'm gonna say more on my podcast, but I'm saying more here and allowing people the opportunity to cultivate, contemplate, motivate, but don't ruminate. You have to. It's all free will. Some interesting neighbors. Very interesting. Enjoyable. Okay. And lying, let's go back to that real quick. It's an assertion that is believed to be false, typically used with the purpose or intention of deceiving or misleading someone. Okay? And it also says lies or lying may also serve a variety of instrumental, interpersonal, psychological functions for the individual who uses them. Okay? And it also says that we see, again, we are operating off of theories and opinions of those philosophers, psychiatrists, law enforcement, whatever entity it is. We're operating off of the theories and opinions that were presented to us, say 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 100 years ago, 200 years ago, and they no longer serve, or have lost the value of the meaning. In other words, we didn't take the time to go back in and say, okay, I mean, because if that, for example, we didn't go back and properly review our concepts of, say, lying and what that means, or holding secrets and what that means, to make sure, okay, does that still apply today? Now, because like I said, it's illogical to say to someone, I have to lie in order to get the truth. Okay, and practice that too, and believe it. It's a belief. That's a belief. Okay, that does not serve anyone except causes massive confusion. Keep in mind, I told you, there's a lot of moving parts with everybody. We're all on a different consciousness level, but it's all below the standards of where we ought to be for the age of the planet. Okay? And I listen to a lot of people, and I give a lot of people the benefit of the doubt. But I also know that there are some people that are stuck on their beliefs, and they don't know that they are. They think that is knowledge. They think that they think they're sharing knowledge, but all they're sharing are beliefs. Okay. So when you consider, as I said, the stage of a development of where we are on this planet, okay, and how we are not willing to reinvent the wheel, okay, how a lot of people, I mean the majority, especially the ones that are so-called experts, are stuck on the knowledge of who they think they are, and they're not willing to look outside of it. Not at all. Okay, just checking out the neighbors again. Here's this interesting looking. Anyway, so there's so many people that are in there. So if you're stuck in a thought about who you think you are, your thought is not. It's basically ruminating. And if you think you are an expert, you're ruminating about that. And you're going to do everything in your power to protect that. Okay? That's what beliefs are. You're holding on to something that you think you are. You think you know, but you don't. I said yesterday in the video, most of the young people on this planet have no idea of the effects of the planet and what the effects of activity, intentional activity done or damage done in the 70s. Okay, because you weren't born. How about that? Okay, but some of your parents were born. So in other words, whatever was happening in the 70s was affecting them. And if they were holding you, carrying you in their womb, okay, and they're being affected by the intentional consciousness damage. As a child, you're going to be experiencing some of the remnants pieces of it. Okay, and chances are it could lodge into your subconscious, and you have no idea that it happened because you're not investigating things properly. You're not thinking properly. Okay, and understanding your, and it is, things are trickled down, right? Your parents, your parents are your model, no matter what type of relationship it was, whether it's good, bad, or otherwise. Now, if some come through the womb, and their parent did not survive, you're still affected by the health of her consciousness, or lack thereof health of her consciousness, while she was carrying you. Okay, now unfortunately, if she's not around, she's not going to be around to model certain things that are crucial to the two of you, because you two are connected. It's a connection. So you have to get that modeling from somewhere else. So, lies versus secrecy. Okay. Have lost. Okay. In other words, secrecy, just as much as a lie, have lost their value unless you provide value. So that means, okay, what is the intention? What is the purpose of this? So that's why I say with a secret, I don't want to hold it. It's like holding a bomb, actually, because who else knows it and can compromise that? Secrecy. In other words, you think you're talking to one person, and you say, please don't tell nobody, and you agree, okay, I won't say a word. But the person that's asking you to do so has already told 10 other people, and they're putting that burden on you to hold the bomb. Okay, in other words, they know when the bomb is going to be detonated. They just want you to be holding on to it as well. They want to drag you into this, make you complicit, basically. So I said, I don't want it. If someone's coming to me and saying, Michelle, I got a secret, I don't want it. But it also depends on who's telling me that. If a child comes to me, okay, I'm going to listen. Because, children are, like I said, if you're not modeling certain things for them, they may say, I got a secret. And they may not even have a secret. They just have a concern that you need to, investigate immediately. Okay, they think, because a neighbor can say, don't tell nobody, right? To this child. And this child comes to you and say, hey, Mom, I got a secret. I was told not, and then what do we do, all right? So again, if you're operating off of a certain level of being out of control of good human nature, then the results of your behavior is shady, is questionable. Okay, it's not practical, and it's dangerous, and this and that and the other. So, and I think lying is the worst affliction upon all of us. We all lie, but it depends on why. Like I said, it depends on the intentions. If someone came to me, because it's about everything is about your safety too, as well. It's about your safety, and you're not going to be concerned whether you're telling a lie or not, or holding on a secret or not, if it's about your safety in most cases, right? Understood. That's understood. But again, it goes back to, okay, what is the intention? Why are you complicit in this? Why are you holding these secrets? Why are you lying on behalf of this or that or the other? And that's where you have to really get in and discern. I know a lot of people, like I said, a lot of practices are, with this. I hate to say this word, but it is primitive. I hate it because it sounds inhumane, and that there's nothing inhumane about humans per se, but it's the actions and behaviors that are inhumane. So I don't want to hold on to anyone's secrets, because chances are they've already told 10, 15, 20 other people. So why do they need me? Okay, that's how you have to visualize it. That's how you have to hear it. That's how you have to feel it. Okay, if somebody comes to you and say, hey, I got a secret. I need you to blah, 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 blah. Okay. I would say, look, I'm not interested in your secrets, actually. Okay, or I would say, okay, wait, before you tell me your secrets or a secret, what's your intentions of telling me? Why am I involved in this? Why am I being complicit to your secrets? Because that's basically what you are and will be at some point. And the same thing with lying. If someone comes to you and starts lying to, okay, say there's two of you in the room, and somebody's sitting over there, and you're talking to them, you're attempting to get information out of them, okay, and you start lying to them about what you know, and you're sitting next to this person, or let's change it up. I'm sitting next to someone that's interviewing someone in front of me. Okay, you're going on. You're talking to this person, and you're not getting the answers that you want. All right. You're talking. I'm listening, just sitting there, and this person's not giving you the answers you want. And then you'll go in and say, well, you'll deliberately lie, and I'm sitting there, and I know it's a lie, and I'm like, it ought to raise some red flags, right? You're lying to this person, and you want this person to, it's all deception. That's my point. This interrogation is deceptive and manipulative, and it ought to be disregarded and dismantled. And this is coming from these so-called entities that want the truth. It's not about the truth. It's about scoring, really. That's all it's about. Getting confessions by any means necessary, regardless of your rank and file or your status or your chain of command. So, when you are operating off of good intentions and someone next to you are not, and you do not, you're not comfortable, and you know this person is lying to that person across from you, you know it, what would you do? I know I would confront it. Okay. I know I would. Now, everyone is free will, and it all depends on the situation, but I would probably have this person next to me talking to this other person. I'd probably take him outside and ask, okay, all right, what are our intentions here? What's your intention here? Oh, I just want the truth. Well, that is not how you get the truth. By lying. That's a contradiction. Okay, that's a contradiction. It makes no sense to me. I can't, as a visual person, I cannot recreate all that in my visualization or in my mind. That you have to do that. Okay? So, there's a lot to contemplate. However, it's going to take courage from a lot of people to be willing to, as they say, reinvent the wheel and understand cause and effect. Okay, no such thing as coincidence, no such thing as chance. There's a boomerang effect to everything you say or do. There's a boomerang effect. Well, it's not necessarily what you say or do, it's what you're thinking. There's a boomerang effect to that. Because what you're thinking is what really is, the meat of the matter. Because that's it shows, it'll produce itself in your actions and behavior. Whatever you're thinking is going to produce itself in your actions and your behaviors and your results. Okay? So, lying. As young children, we've all done it. Okay, they call them white lies, which I don't like that term, but hey, you can use whatever you want. You use whatever term you want. I mean, it's lying. It's just a lie, And so, as young kids, it's up to the parents really to help to cultivate and develop within their children the ability. It's an ability, and thus it'll turn into a habit of telling the truth. By walking the talk, though. See, for me, there's a lot of pathological lying going on. All right, let's look at pathological lying and make sure that still is relevant. Let's see. Oops. Let's see. Let's see what that says. See if that, it probably contradicts, everything contradicts. And that's why you have to apply so many other skills and abilities and habits. Okay. Here. It's a chronic behavior characterized by the habitual or compulsive tendency to lie. It involves a pervasive pattern of intentionally making false statements with the aim of deceiving sometimes without a clear or apparent reason. Now, how pathological, that is pathological. Because it has there's no reason for it necessarily. But the intention is known. You know that you're aiming to deceive people and making false statements. And it's pervasive. Individuals who engage in pathological lying often claim to be unaware of the motivations behind their lies. And that is a lie. How about that? That's lying right there. That's why it's pathological. And that's why so many narcissistic sociopaths, practicing this behavior. Okay? A lot of people want to, in psychiatry and psychology, they want to always look to debate about it, whether it's a disorder or just a symptom or a development of their consciousness. That's what I say. That's the development of their consciousness or the lack thereof. Okay, so we're going to have to challenge. Well, let's put it this way. Let's not use challenge because, like I said, words don't mean, they don't have the same value. We're going to have this proper discussions and proper conversations about these things we hold dear. And if you hold something so dear, that means it's a belief, chances are. Unless it's a virtue of, kindness. What are virtues? What are your virtues? And what does that mean to you? Because a lot of people hold so dear, like I said, the Constitution. Okay. And I asked the question, okay, what was the purpose behind the Constitution based on the so-called founders of it? No one has a clue about that because no one asked the questions at the time when this all was being created. So for someone to assume they understand, that's illusional. It's delusional. Now, what you can say, based on my opinions and theories and how I understand this article or this Constitution as a whole, you have to make it your theories and opinions. You have no idea about what the founders' intentions were, right? And that's why it requires discussion and conversations, especially when you are at a high level of responsibilities for the status of the planet, the safety and defense of the planet. So to me, even though we are not necessarily evolving our consciousness properly, and a lot of factors, like I said, have come into that, to where a lot of us are going backwards. And I said that before. We're going backwards. We're rolling ourselves back. And some of us have lost the development of their consciousness due to their hatred, okay, their jealousy and their envy. So in other words, they've gone primitive, actually, but yet they don't want to accept that. So they're going to project their knowledge on you. Project the status of importance and throw themselves into this delusion of grandeur and being better than everybody else and knowing more than everybody else, that knowledge is coming out of them. So I'm going to, of course, say more about this. This requires a lot of work. But again, we're running out of time. Okay? And so let's talk about something else that has to be considered. Okay? We don't have any saviors. No human being is a savior. No human being has ever been a savior, and ever will be. Okay, no one's, what people do is they either rescue you. Yes, rescue is fine. That's neutral, to rescue someone. But no one's a savior, per se. I mean, and then this throwing around heroes. Okay, you really need to consider who you call a hero and who you look up to as heroes. Okay, because if you knew the truth, I'm telling you, you may not be able to handle it. So it's important to reflect on you and what you hold dear to you. By asking appropriate questions. And being willing to suspend your ego. I know it hurts a lot of people to do that because that's their bread and butter. The ego is what pays the bill, so to speak. So, lying is intentional, and whether this person is conscious of that or not is irrelevant. It's an intentional act. Secrets are intentional as well, but at the same time, what's the intentions? And usually because of the results I see the results of secrets. Okay, that means that they're degenerate as well. Some of them. Now, if you are a best friend to someone and they come to you and share with you, okay, you call them your best friend. I don't have any best friends. What I have is I have loving associations with people. Okay, I have a loving connection with people. I don't have a best friend, and that's intentional. Because what does that mean, really? And I don't need a best friend, actually. I mean, not I don't need one. I have plenty of loving associations with people, where they respect me and I respect them. I treat them just like I would treat myself. Okay, based on the interactions we have. So I don't need a best friend. But I want a partnership, an intimacy-based partnership. That's what I want. And that can maybe, a lot of people say, I married my best friend. Okay, that sounds beautiful, but it could be you married your alignment too. That's possibly all that is too. Meaning, they were a series of events. You did what you were supposed to do to the best of your ability and the best of what you know, and so you allowed things to align up instead of attempting to line things up, or in other words, interfere. You trust the process. Mm-hmm. That could have been what happened as well. So I'm gonna stop right there. I know this is a long video on Sunday. I stress my words like that for a reason. I have, sometimes you gotta be creative, and you have to, do the best you can to reach as many people as you can, and make it impersonal, and not be so concerned about the ego part of myself. Because if it was up to my ego, I wouldn't have started this at all. Talking into a cell phone. I would say, well, for what, you know? But yeah, but I trust the process. I trust my alignment. And so here we are, facing each other. So anyway, I'm going to send peace and love to everyone all over the stars and moon and mountains. This conversation and discussion is not going to end. Okay? So trust me. I'll be back.